New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy, an obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast unfortunate timing. We go to the Isle of Wight, located in the English Channel, specifically to a place called Co-op Funeral Care. Now, Funeral Care is a funeral home. It's a chain of them over there in England. And recently, an ambulance showed up and waited outside for a routine pickup of corpses. All right, ambulance pulls up. They unload a couple bodies into the ambulance, and the ambulance drives them to wherever it is they're going to go. But as a result, the funeral home basically had to issue an apology because, you see, the ambulance, it was blasting a local radio station while it was waiting for the bodies to be delivered, which is no big deal in and among itself. And by no fault of the ambulance driver, the radio station started blasting Queen's 1980 hit, Another One Bites the Dust, outside of the funeral home. A couple people videoed this, and again, the funeral home, not that they have anything to apologize about, but they just nipped it in the bud and said, look, we'll try to be more cognizant of this, but honest to God, it was just the radio station. Mm-hmm. The song came on as we were loading corpses into the ambulance. Just unfortunate timing. These things happen. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bitchola!
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Jam on.
As we celebrate 50 years of KISW every weekend at noon on Saturday and Sunday, Ryan Castle takes you through another 25 from 50, and this weekend it'll feature the year 1980. So 10 years into the life of KISW, the 25 top songs that we're playing back in 1980. Neither of these choices are included in the weekend festivities, so we had Diana Ross and I'm Coming Out taking on Eddie Rabbitt and I Love a Rainy Night. Mike, how was the voting?
It was actually fairly close this week there, Miles, on a 55-44 split here. Everybody knows that the sun is coming up, but we here in Seattle, we love a rainy night.
Oh,
Eddie Rabbitt's the winner.
Eddie Rabbitt, get out of here. All right, here is your winner on a Bad Choice Friday.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy, an obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Tim.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, the Jimmies.
All right, hold on for 1 minute here. So
All right.
Jimmy Kimmel, does he still have a guest host?
Correct.
Who is the guest host?
This week it's either Anthony Anderson has been doing the one right after the game, and then Wanda Sykes does the
So
actual
it's one of those
Okay.
two.
One of those two.
Gotcha. Seth Meyers. Ted Smith.
Let's do it.
Is it Ted or is it
choices.
Nate?
Right there, the title is contact teams and talent providers to help them come up with the monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Maybe other people get back to work next week.
They're doing okay with it.
I like that summer break. That'd be sweet.
No, I am. I'm just like, I need a few more jokes here, fellas.
Do it for me.
Right. Tell your wife you'll see her in the fall. The Tampa Bay
And take two, action.
The Tampa Bay Lightning won their second Stanley Cup in a row. And to celebrate, Coors Light scraped up the ice off the rink and made it into a commemorative beer that you could actually drink. And if you're extra lucky, you might even find a tooth.
Kimmel Fallon.
Kimmel replacement.
Wanda Sykes. Good call.
The Tampa Bay Lightning won their second Stanley Cup in a row. And to celebrate, Coors Light scraped the ice off the rink and made it into a commemorative beer that you can actually drink. Yeah. And if you're extra lucky, you might even find a tooth.
The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup and are planning a parade. And they plan on inviting the whole city, except for Tom Brady, because he cannot be trusted with trophies.
Yeah.
That's me. Did you see the Stanley Cup tweeted at him?
What? Don't throw our cup.
They were like, they literally at Tom Brady, like, we're too heavy to toss.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a heavy trophy, man.
Because they're so mad that he brought home that Super Bowl.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has reportedly lost 44 pounds. He did it by using P90 execution.
That's nice.
That's what I said.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has reportedly lost 44 pounds. Yeah, he did it by using P90 execution.
So the Scripps National Spelling Bee was going on. Now, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a terrible speller. I don't enjoy that game. Speaking of spelling, did get an answer right last night on Wheel of Fortune, though.
What was the question?
It was final wheel. What do they call that? Final wheel?
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Spit the. No, well, it was like she
It's
solved the
last
puzzle.
one. Right.
And it was former M space YOR.
Former what? Just former? Like
Right,
the past-
former. You could tell former was almost the first
gotcha.
word.
M space
OR.
former mayor.
Seemed pretty simple. She didn't get it.
Really?
Yeah.
How mad were you?
It's probably because that was coming on after the NBA game and then after Kimmel's little thing or post game. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's because I'm a terrible speller, but I was legit pissed. I'm like, former mayor.
You know what makes me mad on that show?
Like,
The thing that pisses me off on that show, right? You got some, they're rolling along, they're getting all their letters. They know like a vowel E, right? Because there's TH blank, there's something else blank, and you know it's E. But they spend the money
on a vowel that they already know.
Bro, you know why
You need to
did you waste your money? It makes I cannot believe I'm mad.
The roll of the dice is to see if you can get more money and put another consonant on the board.
Right, and they wasted with the letter that you know.
But with the risk of knowing that you could go bankrupt, you could lose a turn. You know what I mean? Like, so you're putting that.
So you
out,
guess E
but you would
because you
never
got TH blank.
No, you would never ever pick a vowel if you've got it.
No,
You
but they
you
do
work your way
it
around
all
it.
the time. It makes me so mad. I don't know why I let it bug me. It seriously drives me crazy.
I'm with you.
So God damn it, my wife's like, dude,
Especially
it's
as
a Wheel of Fortune.
As a crossworder, like to me, it's just like it's right there.
Well, look, I've said this 1,000 times probably. I don't care what football game I'm watching, high school, college, pro, doesn't matter the teams. Even if you're playing, like, say, the Seahawks. I'm cheering for the Seahawks. If that punt returner fields that thing inside the 10, I lose it.
Oh, dude, like, come on.
Every time, like clock.
Your heels do not come off the 10.
Thank you, son. That's all you got to do, son. Put your heels on the 10. We only move forward.
You know what you need
it's
to tell
simple.
It's like buying a barrel of the Wheel of Fortune.
Matter of fact, if it's going to hit you in the chest, step aside, because that means it's going past.
Yeah.
Going inside the 10.
Anyhow.
Unless it's end over end.
See, no, I don't change my rule.
Okay.
We only move forward.
I can't believe they still kick the ball to players.
But you always hear this quote from coaches, right? So you go out, and inevitably, by the end of the season, there will be 3 or 4 incredible punt and or kickoff returns, okay? And the guy caught it 10 yards deep in the end zone. I mean, his foot is almost on the out-of-bounds line. He decides to run it out. And then you see the coaches going crazy and the team's going crazy because he ran it back 107 yards, 108 yards. The only thing the coaches told him is, like, dude, if you catch it in the end zone, do not run it out. So almost no matter the team, when they make the decision to run it out, I'm like, boy, I hope you at least get up to like the 40, right? Yeah. You get stuff that 3 of your coaches are going to kill you. Yeah. But all the coaches are like, I hate that play. I yelled at him for doing it, and then I hugged him for getting a touchdown.
It's one of those things. You pull the guy aside and you just go, hey, I'm glad we scored. Don't ever do that again.
And he's going to do it again.
All right, so the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Yeah. That was going on. So a couple interesting things happened. First of all, instant replay got a spelling bee contestant eliminated.
Instant replay?
Basically, they did not hear the way he spelled it correctly.
Okay. All right,
but he spelled it incorrectly. So the first time through, he replaced 2 letters, 2 vowels.
Okay, all right.
So then they went back and said, wait a minute.
Did it take as long as the NFL? Did they go under a hood?
I don't know.
I didn't watch it, but I'm just like, I guess.
After further review, he said EA. The correct response is AE.
Oh.
Yeah!
I know. I go back and forth on instant replay. Like, I get it, you want to get the calls right, but also, like, the ref, the ump, whatever sport it is, like, he's part of the game, too.
He is. I will say this about this. I used to hate it, but it's just so much part of the game.
Yeah.
I say this to my brother. I'm like, the NFL is the only sport where the officials are as integral to the game. Like, they'll remember everything you did as well as the players. But back to the Scripps spelling bee.
All right, so the most important thing to keep in mind here is a 14-year-old girl, I'm going to screw up her name. Salaman Avant-Garde.
That's her name. Avant-Garde, really? Okay.
Avant-Garde.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
But she is like a genius. Like, I thought everybody was just calling her that. So not only did she win this spelling bee, but go online somewhere and look up spelling bee winner. She has handles. She could dribble the ball like you haven't seen.
Right.
She has a nasty jumper. Right? She set the record for her age, she's dribbling like 5 balls at once, like not even like paying attention. Like, I don't know how her brain works, but whatever it does, she's great at, she's probably great at everything. I bet she could cook.
What grade is she in again? 8th grade?
14? So what's that, 8th grade? Or
if I'm the head coach of UConn, I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to go visit her.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm going to give her a scholarship.
But here's the thing, she's going to get a scholarship either academically or for sport.
Right.
I mean, she got a mate. She's not going to pay a dime.
So, years ago, there's a small high school outside of D.C. There was a guy named James Brown that went there. Now, you would know him, of course, from CBS Sports, inside the NFL.
Yeah.
But James Brown, like at DeMatha, he's kind of famous because he had all these scholarships to every big basketball school you think of. But he also had great grades. So he went to Harvard and made a choice. He was he's just looking down the line. Right? So for this girl, you're right. She'll probably get basketball scholarships wherever she wants. Easily. But she also is smart enough that she can probably go to any school she wants to.
And this is why I hate her.
There's a pretty funny video online now. It's an Indian American, and he's talking about the fact that if Indian Americans won the last 12 in a row. Mm-hmm. So, this is the first time in a long time that someone wasn't from Indian American has won the damn thing. And, I mean, he does a great job of just you let me down.
Right, she's from New Orleans.
He goes and congratulates the winner, but still.
Yeah, I watched one video of her just running drills with trash cans and cones you would do. And she's just hitting jumpers and stuff. And I was like, if I was walking up to that court and I saw her, I would be like, we're not playing on that court.
Turn around.
Right. That means let's walk down the street to the other hoop.
There's a couple things that stand out there. First of all, typically if you're really good at something, you are just good at that one thing. Because it takes practice, it takes time, and everything else. And if you're in that spelling bee, you need to know so much. And it's basically, as you would say, Steve, back to the roots of words, whether they have Latin origin, all these things, and
Latin,
all these
Greek,
different things. But you still have to do a lot of studying.
Yeah.
And like anything else, to be able to hit all those shots and dribble the way that she does, you need a lot of practice. So my money says like that is it's natural to her, but it's not. She still has to practice a lot of basketball.
I think you're looking at it wrong, Miles.
She's just a genius. I mean, where do you spend your time?
What game do I play with my kid? I play horse. She plays anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I can do both at once.
I know.
Here's a word from the spelling bee. That's the game we're going to play.
It's just amazing you can be successful on both of the intellectually and athletically, and you do have to spend a lot of time with both. You know what I mean, to be good at it.
And she's a 14-year-old kid, right? So at this point, like, I would bet part of it is like she doesn't think about it as practice or learning to be a better student. Like to her, it's probably just fun.
Probably good at
That's
Louisiana
what she does.
Tech, yeah.
Right? Like as adults, right? Like I'm sure some people do, but like sometimes you got to force yourself. Like, all right, did we get some vegetables in today? Did we get some fruit, right? Whereas, like, Thrill's daughter, she just wants to eat blueberries. Mm-hmm. She ain't doing it because it's healthy. She just likes them.
I don't think she likes backing up the toilet.
Yes, like when you watch a kid like that, like, she's just out there having fun.
Yeah. By the way, she's already been recruited.
Oh, no kidding.
She has.
Yeah, I don't know by who. Someone says she's already been recruited. Look her up.
Yeah, seriously. Watching her film last night, I was like, holy cow. I was just like, Jesus.
She might be able to go straight pro. Right out of high school. With that jump shot?
Yeah, but for the women's game, I think you'd want to play in college.
You need to get your ass kicked.
You know what I mean? UConn
you
gets
need
a
some
big following.
physical.
Yeah. Like, you know.
You need to take some elbows to the ribs and all the rest of the stuff that goes with it.
Yeah, and just...
It's like, look, it's not your ability, but it's different when you play against an opponent.
Also, when you're that age, you have not stopped growing.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know. She could be 6 feet
Well, that's
tall.
kind of that's kind of one of the things when you watch basketball now, right? When you look at some of these guys, like Kevin Durant, I think was always kind of taller, but like I know like Ben Simmons and stuff. Some of these taller guys that have these crazy handles and jump shots is because that's what kids do now,
right?
Like you practice dribbling, like this and that.
Yes,
like
you do.
You don't just take the tallest kid anymore and put him in low post
and you practice free throws, Ben.
Right. Oh, he did not. And then sometimes you have those growth spurts, too, where it's like, all right, so now he's just a tall guy that can actually dribble.
Yep.
God, that annoys the hell out of me, too, man. I'd make him run laps. Whatever. I'm not going to get upset. Said I would, Mike. Let's see. This kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier today with the guy on the Greyhound bus.
Which guy? Miles or the guy that got serviced by the other
guy,
guy's
not
mom?
me.
No. The guy that saw his mom in front of him doing stuff.
Yeah.
So then...
I'm sure he's glad we brought it back up.
I wonder if you get extra Greyhound points for that.
The guy's name was Jesse, Ted. He has a name. It was Jesse.
Greyhound
Jesse
points.
saw his mom.
Greyhound points can't be a real thing.
They are, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's linked into Amtrak. I've got it.
Oh, all right. That makes me I'm like, wait a minute, people are collecting Greyhound
Maybe
points.
that's why the guy got service. Mm-hmm. Like, ooh, I have 500.
I'll give you 1,000 points.
I got 500 points, apparently.
Just transfer them to you,
You
right?
trying to take the train home? Coach.
Woo, woo.
So there's a new musical, Annette, Adam Driver, and Marion. Anyhow, they have to sing live on set. But this includes Adam Driver having to sing while pretending that he is giving karaoke to a lady.
All right.
Look, this thing, it premiered at the Cannes
He can
Film
sing Crash
Festival.
Test Dummies.
I don't know what goes on at Cannes.
I don't know.
Like, I want to see the Val Kilmer movie, right? Because I've seen that preview,
Right.
And everybody in Kansas, like, it's crushing. But also, like, you hear about movies like this, and it's like, I'm sure somehow it's important to the movie. I'm wondering how.
No, it's probably the reason you go to the movie.
Yeah, I get a feeling that's the sales
That's the
pitch.
draw.
Remember Kylo Ren? He's going to service a man and sing.
Look, Swordfish was a terrible movie.
Yes,
but
it was.
Halle Berry was naked, so I watched it.
That was the sales pitch.
That was the
That's what
sales
everyone.
pitch. That's
Nobody
what I'm saying.
said, dude, it's an awesome movie. They're like, I saw Halle Berry's boobs.
And she looked great.
And that's why I saw the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what it was about.
It's about a swordfish.
Don't care.
Mm-hmm. Gave someone a tapeworm.
Let's see. Somebody's making, on the Food Network, they're making a Kevin Bacon ice cream flavor, which...
It has
It's Ben and Jerry's Clash of the Cones, right? So some of the celebrities, Kevin Bacon and Ludacris. Now, Kevin Bacon, I can fathom how that'll taste. The Ludacris, I'm in.
I go Ludacris Krispy Kreme.
Let's see. This weekend, you got a few things on. If you like sports, you'll have some NBA playoffs. If you like soccer, you'll have the Europa Cup final on Sunday at noon. That's a big one. And then Shark Week starts up on Discovery. Miles, you mentioned it earlier. Tiffany Haddish is hosting 9 p.m. on Sunday.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
The real world.
All right, here we go. A woman calls in 6 and heads to Wembley Stadium for the Euro semifinal and shows up on the BBC TV 3 different times. She was fired. Meanwhile, Canadian border agents fined $14 million in blow, canceling the weekend parties, being the biggest of crimes. 5-year-old vacationing in South Carolina finds a tooth from a megalodon shark. Study says smoking pot will now be good for remembering where you park. And a Florida man wins $1 million by cleaning his house. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we go to the lovely Scotland, where a new hotel is being built. The upscale hotel is going up in Edinburgh and features a very artistic shape in which it appears to spiral upwards for 3 floors and then continues up and above the building, ending with a gentle wisp stretching directly upwards. The problem is that due to the color and shape, people are comparing it to the poop emoji.
It does look like the poop emoji.
It does. It looks like a massive turd just sitting in the middle of Edinburgh. And it's great. I want to stay there next time I go.
Yeah, where'd you stay? You ever seen that poop emoji?
They were calling like the Golden Poo or something. The Golden Turd Hotel is what the locals are starting to call it.
What a great nickname.
Right?
Sounds like a Bond film.
The Golden Turd.
Golden Turd.
Well, there was Goldeneye, there was Goldfinger, Gold Turd.
Gold Turd.
He's back.
Comes full circle.
In other news, to Quebec, where someone is throwing a very fun party. A commercial truck was stopped by border agents as it attempted to enter the U.S. and was searched. Unfortunately for the driver, border agents were able to locate his 5 duffel bags containing $14 million worth of cocaine.
Damn.
He was arrested by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and faces charges.
Damn, man.
That's gutsy.
Yeah.
That's gutsy. I mean, I get it. It was in a commercial truck. You could probably hide it a little bit better, but the duffel bags themselves are just suspicious.
Yeah, they're real suspicious. It's a duffel bag.
And $14 million. That's getting bold.
What do you put in a duffel bag? Duffel?
Either gym clothes or drugs.
That's a good question, Miles. Why do they call it a duffel bag?
Not sure.
Yeah, what is a duffel?
It's cocaine.
Hit us up, 77999, so we can know the
A
answer.
duffel bag's just like a gym bag, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just
you travel
a duffel.
with it. Yeah. I usually put clothes in it.
So do I. Put my gym stuff in it. In South Carolina, a 5-year-old found more than a good time out on the beach. While enjoying a day at the beach with his family, the 5-year-old came across something interesting, a megalodon tooth. His family snapped a photo of the young man with his newfound treasure, which nearly fills his entire hand.
That's cool, man, because you're a kid, like, you collect seashells and whatever you can. Like, you get, like, a dinosaur shark tooth. It's kind of like the...
Well, when you're that age, sharks are awesome.
There.
They're neat. This was from a giant prehistoric shark.
Right before Shark Week, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Timing's impeccable.
Good, man. A little more local, we head to the head researchers over at Washington State University, go Cougs, where they did a little research on high concentrations of THC. They did a controlled study about the cognitive effects of marijuana and found that it actually did not affect the decision-making tests. It did, however, have an effect on the memory tests related to free recall, source memory, and false memory.
Like stoners have been telling them for years.
Exactly. I can do this project, I just won't remember doing this project.
Right, just say this. We confirmed what people have been telling us for years.
Right.
That's all it is.
It's not enhancement.
Like everyone knows. We know.
Exactly. A woman in the UK did what many have done before and decided to call in sick to work when she wasn't really sick. She decided to play hooky and head to the Euro semifinal to cheer on her team, but sadly for her, her boss was also watching the game on TV and managed to spot her in the crowd. Due to being spotted, she was fired from her position.
She had really good seats.
Yeah.
Right, and it's England. They haven't won a major trophy in a tournament in years.
Right.
Like, everybody in England was watching that damn game.
But you have to know that your boss is watching.
Right, and it's Wembley.
Right.
Like, there's cameras everywhere.
But she showed up, 3 separate times, I want to say.
And you know she tried to get the day off.
That's exactly what I was
You know
about
what I mean?
to say.
She probably went and said, please, I got these tickets. I want to get the day off. And they're like, no, you can't have the day off. I'm like, all right.
Right. Fine. Screw it. I don't need the day off. I'll just call in sick. Which tells me that they were already kind of privy to what was going on.
Exactly.
But she got to see her team win.
The boss is watching. I'm with Thrill. Right. That was a massive win for them.
Everybody's watching.
Exactly. It's amazing what you can find when you clean your house. A man in Florida was doing a little spring cleaning when he came across something fun. $1 million winning lottery ticket.
Boy, that did not happen to me.
The ticket matched all the 5 numbers, but not the Powerball, so he unfortunately has to stick with his just single million. But hey, he's the big
Either
winner.
way.
Can't win them all.
Yeah, if you're going to clean the house and come out $1 million richer, that's all right.
Absolutely, man. You'll never guess where this next one is from. An officer was stopped and arrested 2 men after finding them both engaged in sexual activity in direct view of the public. The officer gave the 2 60-year-old men the opportunity to explain themselves, but they just admitted that they were just straight up having sex.
What else are you going to explain?
Right.
Hey, what do you think we were doing, dummy?
Right.
You know what we were doing. Oh, by the way, real quick, duffel bags, also called duffel bags, are named after the town where their thick cloth was originally made. The town is Duffel in Belgium.
Oh, all right. All righty.
I wonder if they knew back then they'd be designed to carry cocaine.
Sticking with Florida, an 18-year-old was arrested after a string of burglaries. After he was in custody, he admitted to 3 burglaries in his neighborhood, explaining that he was trying to fund his way to college with the burglaries, and that the devil had relentlessly tempted him to steal from his neighbors.
Yeah, blame the devil.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Totally his fault.
Always is.
Yeah, you might just be a jackass, Plant.
Right. I mean, I get it. College is expensive, but damn, man. Let's head on down to Alabama, where a teacher was in court for having sex with 2 of her students.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Her argument was that it was her constitutional right to be able to have relations with her students, saying that it was the statute of the state is that 16 is the age of a consenting adult, and that the laws against teachers having sex with students is unconstitutional. Shocker, they didn't buy it, and she was sentenced.
Yeah.
Don't have sex with your students.
That's all.
I feel like that's not too much to ask of people. Don't have sex with your students.
It's amazing what are not big, don't murder people, don't have sex with animals. Like, can't do it.
Right. That is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. The lovely Taryn Daly's up next.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. We shall return on Monday. But until then, we be all about this bitch. So please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man.
A Double Flush production.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.